Right, I just flared the two ends of the big one with the fittings and everything. So now we have 1, 2, 3 lines already ready, but yeah, there is a but. But I just noticed that these two blocks here have this dot. The dot needs to be, of course, needs to match, and it was matching so far, but it wasn't matching in the right way, because I thought that the two sides were different size, but it turns out they're all the same. This is for 3/16 or 475 millimeters, and this size is for 3/16 and 475 millimeters as well. But this one is for 45 degrees, this one is dim, so it's different standard. So the two dots were matching so far. I paid attention that the dots were matching, but I had them on the wrong side. So I had this side where I needed 45 side. So I have to reflare everything. And just so you can see the difference, this is what I've been flaring so far. And it's not bad, but this is much better, right? So this is done with the 45, and this is how this one matches, but this one matches much better with the fittings. So we're gonna have to reflare all of them, and some of them I already bent, so now I'm gonna have to straighten this now. I know that the length is not gonna matter that much, because the two actually, the cutting tool has this groove here, so you can really cut right next to the flare, just like this. So you're not gonna lose too much of the length, but the problem is now I curved them already here, so now I have to straighten them, and then I will have to recurve them again, which sucks. But anyways, I'm gonna have to redo it. So we have 3 lines times 2, that's 6 flares that we need to redo. Alright, so these 3 are redone. Actually, it turns out that it is much easier. For whatever reason, this side of the block is much easier, doesn't require so much pressure. So I've done them in no time. Actually, it turns out that only this one needed to be straightened and then rebent, because this one has straight edges and this I haven't bent yet. Even now it is still not bent. I still have to bend the two ends. And yeah, but I got tired actually. I feel like I need to lay it down for a while. Well, I took a nap, but I had a dream that somehow this bracket was mounted again and painted. Looks like it really is, eh? Okay, well, that's good news, because now we can try and run this long line from there somehow into here. I have no idea how that's gonna work. Well, if it doesn't work, like I said, we're gonna cut it in the middle. I don't care. We can cut it in the middle and install a union. That's not a problem. But we'll try. First, we will try to install it as one piece. Okay, so here in the front, it is, like I didn't screw it, but it is right where it's supposed to be. And it makes that nice curve over there, goes into the bracket where it's supposed to be, and then it goes along the frame. And from here, it goes into its clips over there too. There's another one here, and now the problem is here. So it's not a problem, but it is, the hard part is here. Here it needs to go out and then come back in and come to this side of the bracket, which it just needs to be bent a little bit more, and it's gonna match right here into this bracket. So I'm actually really happy. So just here now I have to reroute it a little bit. I'll show you. So here is where I'm saying it needs to come out and then back in here along with the other ones. So here, that's gonna be tricky, I guess, but we're gonna make it work. This is rubber or cardboard or I don't know what. I'm being careful just with these other lines, even though they're stainless steel supposedly, but I don't wanna damage them. It should be able to come out. Look at this, it's gonna bend. Okay, that's what we wanted. So now we want it to clip on this one. So we're gonna lift the wire and put this in. Now the wire can go back on the other side and this can go in. So this is the vent of the diff. They just used it as a holder for the brake line. Okay, I have to use my right hand. I'm using my left hand so you can see, but I have to use my right hand, sorry. Not gonna tighten it like I said. Let's see how this is gonna go there underneath. Wow, if somebody told me that in less than half an hour I'm gonna fish all the rear lines and I'm gonna put them where they belong, I wouldn't believe it. I was really concerned about this long one, and to be honest, that was the easiest. It just went where it was supposed to be. These two, I was a little bit confused as to where they go and how they go, so I had to go and check my video again, and of course that makes a lot of sense here. That's how it goes here, because this is where the U-bolts go for the spring, and this one goes to that one, this one goes to the flexible line, and then from the flexible line the other one goes above the differential. Then it's held here with this little bracket. Then again it leaves some room here for the U-bolts, and then it comes into the wheel. So that's basically it. It just needs to be pushed a little bit down here, just like that, and that's basically it. We are done with the rear brakes. Ha! I'm really surprised. That was like literally 25-minute job. And then we can move to the front lines. I just need to make sure that I have fittings. So these are regular fittings that I have. I have one more of these, which is perfect. This one is a little bit bigger, so these are 3/8. I believe this is 1/2 inch, so this should be 7/16 maybe. I don't know. And then these here on the side. Well, these two lines are not too bad. I'd like to change them because I'd like all of them to be nice and shiny, like this one. But we'll see. I'll leave these two for the end, because I'm not sure if I'm gonna have all the fittings. These other two though, the front lines, they're gonna be complicated, because this one is actually easy. This is where it goes, so it's a really short line. But the other one goes around the entire vehicle. It comes along here, comes out here it is, and then it comes back and goes to this wheel. You see it over there somewhere. So this front one is going to be tricky, but now I feel pretty confident. But we'll see. We'll do that when we get there. But for now, actually, I'm gonna take off for tonight because we had a power hour here, and I'm happy with the results. All right, guys. So I think we have just enough for one video, so I'm gonna end it here. But before I end it, I just want to address some things that come up in comments or people email me about, and I want to make some clarifications here, because I think obviously people who comment those things, they are not familiar with Jeeps. Not that I am, but I am becoming a little bit familiar, so I can explain a little bit for those who don't know. So in the first place, I want to explain a little bit about the gas tank straps that I ignored on this vehicle. I didn't ignore them intentionally, but I didn't know that they exist. And after I put the gas tank, some people commented that I forgot to put the straps. And then I went and I did the research and I realized that yes, there are supposed to be straps there. But probably the people who comment on my channel, what they don't realize is that those straps don't go underneath and support the weight of the tank. They actually strap the tank to the skid plate. So the skid plate goes first, then the gas tank, then the straps around the gas tank, holding it to the skid plate, and then this whole entire assembly goes on the vehicle and gets bolted with 4 bolts on the front and 4 bolts on the back. So the fact that I don't have the straps in doesn't mean that this tank is gonna fall down. The straps do not carry the weight of the gas tank. The only thing that they do is they hold it down to the skid plate so it doesn't bounce and it doesn't slide left and right. Well, in my case, it's not sliding left and right. Look how tight it is. It has nowhere to go. It can't bounce because it's hitting the body on the top. So I'm sorry people, but I'm not dropping the gas tank now. I'm just not doing it. The other thing I wanted to discuss is this tail light and this interference here. So some people suggested and even emailed me that this is the wrong orientation for the tail light. Supposedly this should be turned this way because there's a lens here for the license plate illumination. Well, I have 3 separate reasons to believe that this is not correct. And first of all is because I've driven behind Jeeps for many years and I've seen tail lights. I believe that for more than 70 years, the tail light of the Jeep has this shape and it's always vertical. It's never been horizontal, at least as far as I know. The Wrangler in particular, I believe that it has always been this way. So it's a tradition. It's like an icon for Jeep. You can't just change that. It is how it is. Second reason is because I actually have underneath license plate illumination. This here is a marker light for the sides, but what you don't know probably is that there's a red lens here which fell off on this one. I actually have it inside, but I'll show you the one on the other side. This is what I'm talking about. So this light is red there. So that's the second reason why I believe that that's not correct, that it needs to be turned 90 degrees. And the third reason why is pretty obvious. It says stop on the top. That's the way, guys. That's how it goes. It just probably needs to be moved. Somehow it's not installed where it's supposed to be. So let's put this problem to the side as well. I believe this is the correct orientation. And the third problem that I wanted to discuss, which comes up in the comment section very often, is about the axle. You guys say that I have to clean up and paint the axle, and I agree, it's a good thing to do that, but like I said many times in this video series, this is not my regular type of restoration, because I don't even consider this restoration. I'm not restoring this vehicle, I just wanted to bring it back to the road. The fact that I painted the frame where I repaired it is not because I wanted to look nice, it was because I want to prevent the rust from happening again. So that's the only reason why I painted this. But here, the axle, I don't think it is a major concern because it's not a safety issue. 90% of the cars on the road have rusty axles and rusty differentials, and they still drive, I believe. So I wish I had the time to do everything the proper way. Many of you who follow my channel know that I have other projects that are waiting, which are complete restorations, and there I can't afford doing anything like that. There I repair and clean up and paint and do everything as per the requirements, even more than that, I guess. But for this vehicle, I just don't have the time to do that. I really don't have the time. So I'm sorry guys, but I'm not doing it. Thanks for watching, thanks for commenting and subscribing. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. How do I turn this thing off? Okay. Well, they might be right, but I'm never gonna admit it. beautiful. It is beautiful. They might be right, but I would never admit it in camera.